why is that triggering me? Like, what is it about what they're doing that triggers me so much? What is it about me?
Welcome to the Business and Pleasure of Flowers. We're your hosts, Vonda Lefevre
and Lori Wilson, and we believe that business and fun are a perfect combination. Kind of like us, Vonda.
Good morning, Lori.
Good morning. How are you?
You know what? I'm really good.
Good. I had a little bit of trauma last night.
Oh, I don't like trauma.
So I'm recovering. So I went to bed. I was super tired, super tired. You know, it was a crazy weekend. No big deal. Went to bed at exactly 3 a.m.
Oh,
Deep sleep. Both my husband, my dog, and myself. Something crawled across my thigh.
What?
Okay. Now here's, I don't know. I am a stomach sleeper. Okay. So it was the back of my thigh. I immediately woke up. I swear I hit it. I know I touched it. I screamed. I jumped out of my bed. I turned off the light.
Mark's having a heart attack, probably.
Mark, keep in mind, he wears a CPAP machine. He screams in the CPAP. He's like, I hear this. He jumps up. He does not know what's happening. I'm flipping the sheets, freaking out. Bo, the entire time, just still curled up, looking at us like, y'all are crazy. What is happening? And I'm like, a bug. I'm all scream. It's a bug. It's a roach. It's a bug. I didn't know what it was, but I swear I touched something. I don't know what. We never found it.
Oh, God.
We didn't find it. Mark was so mad at me. He doesn't believe me. He thinks it was Bo's whisker. He's like, it was. They both think I'm lying. I went back to bed feeling a lot of shame. He just looked at me in that mask like he's in Top Gun. He's like, you're lying. Why are you yelling?
Oh, my gosh. That's a traumatic night, Lori.
It was traumatic. And I was like, I swear something ran across my leg. And he's like, there's nothing here. Anyway, the bug man is coming tomorrow.
I'm sure he is.
He's coming. I just got the text that they will be here tomorrow. And I keep looking around because I know I touched it. And it wasn't Bo's whiskers. And I'm still like, I don't know.
Were you under the sheets?
I think I had like one leg under, one leg on top because
the cooling effect.
Yes, because I'm always hot and I have to have a leg out. But oh my gosh, I'm just traumatized. I can't stop thinking about it.
But that's why you were even more tired.
Yes, and I had a hard time going back to sleep. But then every time I think about it and I think about him yelling at me through the mask, I get so tickled because I'm like, he was so mad, yet I was laughing. Boom, 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 boom. You sound like Charlie Brown's mom.
Love it.
Anyway, how was your night?
Mine was pretty uneventful.
Okay.
Pretty uneventful.
Well, you know, you live a much calmer life than I do.
Well, not always, but last night was okay.
Good. Speaking of okay.
Yes.
I found an article that is better than okay. I was just reading through some articles and I found this one and I thought this would be really cool to talk about.
I know you wouldn't even let me preview it.
No, because I want your perspective live, if you will. And it's just called 10 Quotes That Have Elevated My Life.
Okay.
And so it's on our medium.com that you and I both subscribe to. And I think They're really interesting. Some of them I really resonate with and some not so much, and that's what I think is gonna be interesting. We're gonna connect with some, I will, and then some you're gonna go, "I don't really get that one at all," and I think that's what's interesting about the whole thing. So, he just starts the whole thing about how me first, I love a good quote.
Oh, I do too. I
You
love
do
it.
too.
Yeah.
I love it. I spend the whole month compiling quotes, as do you, and you'll send me some, and we are very thoughtful about the quotes we put in our newsletter. And so these are a little deeper and longer because we try to keep them shorter in there
They
so
have to
they
fit in
fit
the box. They
so
have to
they
fit in
fit
that
in the
box.
box on the
Yeah.
graphic. So he just says each one of these has had a profound impact on his life in some way and has helped him either been really uplifting or helped him heal from some past trauma or whatever. He said the interesting thing is every time a quote comes across that really, really elevates his life, it seems to hit him at the exact time he needs it.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And you and
We
I have
talked about
talked about
that.
that. Are like, wow,
Mhm.
how did the world know I needed that right now? Like, that's crazy. So the first one took me a minute because I had to read it like 3 times to really understand it, and then I actually did a little research, and I thought that's pretty fascinating. So here's the first quote. "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man."
I get that one. I think it's when something happens to us and it happens to us 10 years later, maybe it's the exact same situation, but our reactions and our experience at that time is totally different than it is when it happened to us the first time.
Right.
Is
Well,
that what it means when you did the
yeah.
research?
Well, so subatomic particles, right? How they arise and pass away billions of times. What appears to be dense and rigid is something moving so fast it looks stationary. So every time you step in a river, you're stepping in water because it ebbs and flows, the water. You're not stepping in the exact
Yeah.
piece of water that you stepped in the first time you stepped in it, right? It might be the same body of water, but it's different particles that you are stepping in. So it's never the same piece of river.
Mhm.
And our matter is constantly changing every
Mhm.
second, every minute, and we're never the same. I'm not the same now as I was when the bug crawled on me.
Right. Right.
So I think that's crazy to think about. I mean, that's like kind of a mind blown wow. It's very, very deep. And that's kind of what he was like. That's one of those that makes your head explode when you think about.
Yeah, if you're looking at it like that, but I look at it if there's an experience that a 25-year-old Lori was in, and now then a 35-year-old Lori, and then a 45-year-old Lori. You could be in the same situation.
Right. But you're never going to look at it the same. Oh,
When
100%.
yeah.
Well, think about when you had your firstborn as opposed to
Oh,
your
yeah.
last child.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Very
that's
different.
perfect
Very different.
example.
Yeah. Firstborn, I'm in labor and I'm telling the doctor, I'm not having this baby. No way. It's staying in me forever. I'm not doing this. No, third baby, my friend brings me in a Sonic Dr. Pepper. I'm
You're
just
like,
like,
"Here we go again."
yeah, okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Second one. When you can bear your own silence, you're free.
Interesting.
This one got me all in my feelings. This one was powerful for me because, as you know, in most of the world, like my brain is rarely silent.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yours
it,
is
right. And it's really, really hard for me to be silent and be comfortable with silence. I'm just always all over the place. And so last year, going through a lot of heavy stuff, I had to learn to be okay in the silence and the aloneness. And so this one hit me because when you're silent, it does open up to be able to hear, for me, God's voice,
Yeah.
and so when my brain is so busy, I can't hear anything but my own crazy voice.
hmm hmm Yeah, because it comes in the whisper, right?
Right. Right. And he's not gonna speak over my loud mouth.
No.
So, anyway, I really, really like this one, and I think things like meditation, and meditation looks different for everybody,
hmm
but for me, I've shared with you that was always sitting on a blanket in front of my fireplace, just trying to pray and be silent and listen. This was incredibly helpful.
Well, this one I would challenge people to think about even when you're out on a walk or you're out
Mhm,
by yourself. Do you always have
right.
music going? Do you have things
Yeah,
all the time to distract you or to hear other voices? Or are you okay walking in silence or
yeah,
walking in prayer or walking
right. Yeah,
without music blasting?
right.
Because I see everybody with earbuds and
100%.
and
And you and I've talked about that before and a while back, how I enjoy, like, when I take Bo on a walk, not the headphones, not a podcast, not anything, just look up,
same. Be aware.
be aware, and see what else is going on here. So, all right, the next one. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding about ourselves.
That's true.
It's
Oh,
oh,
oh. And the more that we attend conferences, the more we attend events, the more we learn about ourselves
100%.
because of that person.
This is from Carl Jung, and he says, "What we judge in another, we judge in ourselves. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it's all the same. Everyone is a reflection of what's going on inside your psyche." And it's so true. This isn't the first time we've heard this. And I've started saying to myself when I'm around somebody that really rubs me the wrong way or gets on my nerves, I really try to say, why is that triggering me? Like, what is it about what they're doing that triggers me so much? What is it about me that I
Mhm,
haven't dealt with, that I haven't healed from, that I struggle with? This is so very true because that's my issue. They're just being who they are.
mhm.
I can't change them, but I need to change me. The next one, be less impressed and more involved. What do you think about that one? Impressed with others and just more involved.
I think that I don't have a problem with that. It takes and this is probably terrible, it takes a lot for me to be impressed, right?
Yeah,
Because, number 1, I don't wanna be around people who are, like, trying to impress me.
yeah, yeah,
I want to be involved in making things happen for other people.
right.
I think you are too, Lori. I think
Yeah. I can be impressed and involved at the same time, I think. I This actually is a quote from Matthew McConaughey, the actor, and he, I think, is talking about people that just sit back and look and go, "Wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. That's
Mhm,
so great. You're so good at that. I could never do that." I
mhm,
think that because it's sort of taken out of context, right?
right.
Um, and it's the guy goes on to say, "When I heard Matthew McConaughey say these, I actually felt a weight lifted off my shoulders. I realized if I could be less impressed and more curious, inquisitive, and open, I could add more value to conversations and to relationships. So that's what I focus on. And I started to build relationships and friendships." We actually, I think, focus on that part more than
And when I say I'm not impressed with people, I'm not impressed with people who are trying to impress me.
Right,
Change
right.
change
Yeah,
that. 'Cause
yeah,
there are people that I'm totally impressed with their design skills, their presentation.
absolutely.
People I can be very impressed with, but the people I am not impressed with are the ones that are intentionally trying to impress
Yeah, yeah,
others. So,
right.
okay, Lori, we're gonna take a quick break to hear a message from our sponsor. FlowerClick's expertise is your online store, your website. We create and professionally photograph current, trendy designs and add them to your website. Just like your physical shop, you have to change out the displays on your website. We do that for you. We merchandise the products on your website to entice customers to buy from you. It'll make you look great. You'll sell more at a higher price. And did I mention those are profitable designs? Your website is your best salesperson. And there's so much more to Flower Click, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our tight-knit community of members. We have like-minded business owners who respect and really want to help one another. Our members are amazing, which drives us to do all we can for their success. Don't underestimate the power of what Flower Click can do for you.
Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not a truth. This is by Marcus Aurelius. I mean,
Sure, I
everything we
agree with
hear
that.
is an opinion, not a fact. I would say, like water is wet. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But I get what he's saying. We hear a lot of things, especially right now in our world, and it's opinion. And
I think you and I work to try to find, is that an opinion or is that
right. Well,
what's
we
the
do.
details? Because we dig
We
into
do.
that.
Yeah, we do. We do.
What's the second part of it?
Everything we see is perspective, not truth.
I
Again,
definitely think it's
water's wet.
perspective,
That's truth.
but there is truth. Yeah, I
But
think
perspective, I get what he's saying here. This is food for thought in
it
this
is.
quote
Right.
because there are absolute truths and there are absolute facts that we can't deny. But I do think going through life, we are better people if we see that there are different perspectives, not just us. We aren't the only people that have the right answer to certain things. Just even talking about certain designs. You and I were talking earlier about certain design styles, right? And I was venting to you about things and you were laughing because and you're that's fine. That's my perspective, right?
Absolutely.
And
No,
that's okay. Millions of other people in the world love a different design perspective. That's okay. That's what makes the world go around. Here's one that I've heard come out of your mouth. Be the change that you want to see in the world.
yes, that's true.
I mean, practice what you preach. That's what it is. It's easy to look around and want things to change. You got to start somewhere. Start with
Mhm.
yourself, right?
Start with yourself.
Lead by example. That's what that whole thing is.
Yeah.
This one, I have the actual book that this came out of by Brené Brown. Owning our story can be hard, but not nearly as difficult as spending our lives running from it. Ooh. I think of Marlon, who we've had on the podcast.
Yeah.
What a beautiful, hard story to tell.
Mhm.
Bravery he has, but think of the lives he probably already has changed and will continue to change
Yeah.
because he speaks his truth.
And he doesn't continue to live that.
And he does right, but he doesn't run from it.
Doesn't run. Mm-mm.
He owns it. He owns his story. And owning our own story is such a hard but beautiful thing.
Agree.
So I
Agree.
love that.
Great example.
This one, I think of Marlon also, but I think of some family members I have. And this quote is just not why the addiction, but why the pain. And he goes on to say, it's sad to admit now, but for a long time, I didn't like my dad. I couldn't see beyond his alcoholism and the trait of destruction he left in his wake. He says, this quote brought me out of blame and shame into a place of compassion and love. Now I have a great relationship. Although he still drinks like a fish, I can love him deeply. That goes back to perspective too, right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's so true.
And it goes back to empathy, being able to have empathy.
And for us to love and still respect people who have gone through so much. And it's easy for people to go, "Oh, yeah, I accept that," but then they don't wanna get close to that person.
Yeah.
It's so hard because you and I both have seen that in our lives.
Yes,
Then you're just like,
absolutely.
that person needs our love. That person needs us to embrace them and
Right.
accept them for who they are. They don't wanna live their story. They don't wanna live like the other one. They don't wanna live that addiction. They wanna move on, and some people don't let them move on, Lori.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, because they have to blame. They just have to be mad at it. This one is very powerful. Esther Perel, I follow her on Instagram. She's really, really wise. She is an author and a therapist. And this quote says, "It takes two people to create a pattern, but only one to change it."
Yeah.
She has 2 books, Mating in Captivity and The State of Affairs. She's got podcasts, interviews, all of this stuff.
Well, that movie, but it can you believe I'm saying this?
I
That
know.
movie,
That's why
Lori,
I, looked at you shocked. What movie?
It Ends With
Ends With
Us.
Us, yes. Yeah,
That movie is it was one person who made
right,
that decision.
right. Yep,
And yeah,
yep. It only one has to change that pattern.
one person to
Yep.
change the pattern, which takes a lot of energy, courage,
Mhm.
stop the pattern.
Yep. Well, think about this one when I was looking at it too, I was thinking of when we were back at Texas State and we were doing our presentation and we talked a bit about toxic employees, right?
Mhm. Yes.
They create a pattern, and it is your job as a manager or boss to break that pattern. And a lot of times it looks like you got to remove them. You got to remove them out of there.
Mhm.
And it's hard and tears can be involved. I mean, it can be loud, it can be very, very stressful. But once you do, wow, the peace that you will start feeling is pretty incredible.
And the whole team will feel, not
Well,
just you.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
right, and the whole team will start feeling that you truly care for them
Yeah.
because you'll start realizing what a horrible environment it was, so the last one is relax. Nothing is under control. And he said, basically, it means, you know what? Nobody knows what they're doing. We're all just trying to figure stuff out.
Day by day,
Yep.
right?
Yep. All I can control is how I respond to any given situation. That's about as good as it gets. And I was like, that's the damn truth.
Yeah.
That is the damn truth.
But you said the key right there. It is how we respond. We're not in control of what's gonna happen. I mean,
Oh,
to a certain point, 10% maybe,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
90% of that is
How
how
we respond.
mhm,
Yep.
our response.
Nothing's under control. We can't control anything. So when people go, "You know what? It's all under control." No, it's not. You can't control it.
Right, but I'm the control person. I want
Okay,
it to
right.
be under
Yeah, I
control.
know you do.
I wanna try.
I know you do, but
I'm
it's
gonna
not
try, but
hot.
I know. It's only how I react.
Most flower shop owners do want to be able to control it all.
Mhm, but you can't
That's
because
why
it's
they're great
thrown to
business people.
this is thrown at you, this is thrown at you. Oh, the delivery driver called in. Well, we were sitting at Texas State Florist Association Expo a few weeks ago, and Lisa, who was beside me, was taking calls. Oh, the driver didn't show up.
Yeah.
Oh, an employee called in sick. Oh, this happened. There were like 3 things in a row, and I'm like, 'cause you could just see her face was draining, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "Oh, what a day. I'm
Wow.
gone, and I can't do
Yeah.
anything," and
Yeah.
I'm
You
like,
can't
"Oh
do it
my."
all. You can't do it. And, that makes me so sad because, first of all, it's a really big deal for a flower shop owner to leave and go to a seminar, a big thing for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're usually closed, but for all day Friday, all day Saturday,
Mhm.
and then having those kind of things happen. I mean, I get why their mindset a lot of times is like, I'm not even going to go. I'm not going
Yes.
to go.
Mhm. I totally, because you're like, okay, it seems like every time we used to call Murphy's Law,
Yeah.
walk out of the shop, and it doesn't mean people are gonna call in sick, but it means you're gonna have 5 people die. You
Right.
have all these
Right. You're going
funerals,
to have all the
and
funerals.
that's
Yeah.
Murphy's Law that something's gonna happen as a business owner, and so if you're fearful of the response of what's gonna happen when you leave, you never leave.
Yeah.
Don't go out and y get more education, and that's what everybody was saying at the different events that we've been to. This is so good to be out with people who have the same passion and likes and problems that we
Mhm.
do, and hear how they handle those.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough being a business owner, but I hope that some of these quotes resonated with people, maybe one or two, and makes you realize you're not in it by yourself. We're all in
Mhm.
this together.
That's right. Well, thanks, Lori, for bringing those quotes. I mean,
Sure.
hey, you always bring something cool to the table
Oh,
and
yes.
really make us think, so
Anytime. Anytime. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoyed spending time with us because we enjoy spending time with you. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button or add the Business and Pleasure of Flowers to your Google morning routine or your flash briefing on Alexa. We look forward to seeing you next week.
So please come back and join us and discover how a bit of knowledge and one small change in your mindset can take you to new levels in your life and business.